tuning in for some movie reviews. Film flickers of movie reviews. Let's hear those movie reviews. Film flickers of movie reviews. And action.
Throughout the production of all of the first three original films that were created, there was a real sense of balance, because George Lucas is the excited, the young, fresh talent that wanted to really make something very, very impressive, very spectacular. But the good thing that came across with and added to the films and actually gave it balance was the fact there was the producer, Gary Kurtz, really sort of tried to mellow it down and get the focus on the characters and the storyline, so that it wasn't just this huge spectacle, that it actually had real heart to it, that it actually had a story to tell, that you could really watch it over and over again and get something new from it. But it was amazing. And of course, the thing that strikes with everyone is John Williams' score.
Oh, yeah.
Which is phenomenal.
It doesn't matter how many times you listen to it. It is such a stirring set of themes. It really does grab you every single time. And I think this is the important thing, actually. The point you've raised is the first Star Wars films were great because the team was great behind them. Yeah. There was they brought together a whole set of people that just did an amazing job, all the way from Ralph McQuarrie, who did all of the concept art, which just came up with some brilliant imagery. Yeah. And the actors as well. I mean, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, they all play their roles brilliantly, especially Harrison Ford. I mean, Harrison Ford has just got that role down pat, and that's why they can't replace him, because he effectively created Han Solo, and Han Solo will forever be Harrison Ford. Yeah.
There is no one that would be able to replace him at all as that character. And it was... This is the other thing as well, with having at least one big name, because the introduction of obviously James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader, although he was sold as Darth Vader, but having the big name of Alec Guinness brought on board as Obi-Wan Kenobi as the mentor of the new character of Mark Hamill.
And you can't. I mean, what could you say about Alec Guinness? He's amazing. I mean, he is amazing. Yeah. He's just he is the very essence of acting. Let's be honest. He's incredible in everything he's in.
He was phenomenal, and really gave a kind of just a huge credit towards the film, and actually gave it a gravitas that I don't think anyone else could have brought to it. It made it feel like it was really worth something.
Completely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Mark Hamill and of course Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher is incredible. In this day and age, this is the thing. In this day and age, we are talking about how there aren't enough female role models and strong female characters. Star Wars had probably the strongest female character of them all. I mean, she is completely badass. I mean, and Carrie Fisher plays it really well. She's strong. She's forceful. She doesn't take rubbish. And although her and Han eventually do get together, it's on her terms in the end. She kind of pulls it around. Han becomes a more settled person. He is fighting for the rebellion more, and it's what she wanted, and so it all comes around. And she is the person that's there and getting the rebellion together and getting them to be more of a force for change.
Yeah, and the very first thing you get from the introduction of character, because the first main characters you get introduced to are. See, I don't really want to say R2-D2 and C-3PO, but it is true. The first ones that you see. So R2-D2, C-3PO, which are...
Comedy double act.
Yeah, they're amazing. Well, see, this is the thing that I said, wasn't it? Is that everyone credits R2-D2 as the funny one of the comedy duo, and that C-3PO plays the straight man. But just remember, who is the person who actually says the lines that R2-D2 says? It's C-3PO.
Well, half the time...
He translates it for you, so the funny line is coming from him.
Half the time, Andy Daniels is acting as the straight man to a beep, which is, I mean, it's an incredible bit of work.
And the same thing with Han Solo playing
And Chewbacca, yeah.
playing Chewbacca. It's just like, it's
But
brilliant.
the difference with Harrison Ford is he's not just playing a straight man to Chewbacca, he's playing a comedy straight man to Chewbacca. So he's turning everything that Chewbacca says, which is already going to be humorous because it's just a noise, and then making it funnier.
Yeah, and it is a proper reply as well, which is quite cool. But of course, in the original footage, Peter Mayhew actually had lines, so he would say his lines so that that Harrison Ford could actually reply back, and the sound effects afterwards were added, of course. But it is really important to sort of see how good that dynamic was, and that you actually felt that when Chewie was saying something, you actually thought he really was saying something because of the response you got. But yeah,
it's stunning. It's easy to downplay the roles Peter Mayhew and Harrison Ford did on that, but you can feel a bond between them, and they don't have a real conversation because half of it is Chewbacca's growls and everything. But it's the mannerisms that Peter Mayhew brings to it. It's the reason why he's doing Chewbacca still, because he's got that. He's got the motions of Chewbacca that brings life to the character. Even you can't understand him, you can still understand what's going on because of how he's bringing all that emotion through. And the buddy, it is a real buddy pair relationship you've got between the two, and it works really well.
Yeah, both R2-D2 and C-3PO and Harrison Ford, Han Solo and Chewbacca are both one-sided conversations on either end, whichever one is basically replying to them, through a different language. But yeah, it still brings so much depth through it, which is amazing. But yeah, so you get introduced to R2-D2 and C-3PO, but then the first person who you meet is Princess Leia, and when she gets captured and then is brought to Darth Vader, the defiance that she has, and the sort of the real strength of character, the confidence she has of completely denying what it is they're doing and sticking to the story of why they're there, even to the very extent that when the very start of the film she goes to the prison cell and she's surrounded by all of these guards. Darth Vader comes in, and then I want to say torture bot, but I don't think that's the right phrase to use. But when
it is a torture bot.
But when the interrogator bot, when the interrogator bot comes through, and it is terrifying to sort of say that, if you were in that position, you've got nowhere to hide or anything. But there's a real defiance to her.
And even after that, and presumably whatever the interrogator bot did to her, she didn't give up any details on the rebellion.
No.
And then she still is smart mouth towards the general.
Oh, what's
after
his name?
that? Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing was an amazing talent.
There are some genuinely great British actors in this film as well, and just in some smaller characters as well on the bridges and stuff. But they really do bring again. It's the gravitas, because they did some great jobs with picking characters for these
The casting was amazing. There was some really good casting involved in this. Even the smaller characters, like with the first meeting with Darth Vader and is it Grand Moff
Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yes,
that's one. Because you said it was brilliant. Grand Moff Tarkin. And with those characters all sat around, there was such an amazing acting kind of rapport around there as well, and you really felt that they were giving it all. It wasn't like just kind of like, I'm here for a paycheck. There was a real sense of strength together for all the actors and everything, which was brilliant. Like you said, just giving that kind of that gravitas is just amazing.
On a final note in this part, I will just say, for all the people talking about stormtroopers not being good aims, let's just remember they won the firefight on Leia's ship, and there weren't that many dead stormtroopers, so they definitely outgunned the rebel.
That is true.
And the guy that stunned Leia, one shot.
Yeah, to the back of the head.
It was to the back of the head.
It was. That's targeting.
It's cold as well.
It was, yeah.
Pretty cold.
Shoot in the back. No.
So if you could like our films, which will be just about here.
Cool.
Yeah.
And don't forget to leave a comment below saying some of the bits that we may have missed, or some of the things that you maybe think we didn't do enough justice to. But also don't forget to subscribe. I mean, just here. Yeah.
And if you want to see our previous video, that will be about here, somewhere here. Like that.
Just there.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone who's already subscribed. We really do appreciate it. It's great that you're here with us.
Bye, Flickers.